Hey, what the fuck?
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Expect to be thrilled, excited, or maybe even scared a little by some of today's clips. Without wasting too much of your precious time, let's jump right into it. Talk about a real-life plot twist. Here's the lowdown on an unexpected scene. A woman lying unconscious on the ground, catching the attention of a concerned passerby. He quickly rushed to check up on her, but as he got closer, he noticed that she lay on the ground unconscious. She didn't even look like she was breathing. The concerned man yelled out to her until she woke up all of a sudden.
Hey, baby, you okay? Hey, what the fuck? Hey, mama, you need to call her. Mama, call her. You all right? You good?
Okay.
You straight? Huh?
She said she was okay and looked pretty confused. Now, spectators suggest that it might be a glitch in the Matrix, but hold on to your conspiracy theories. It turns out there's a more grounded explanation. Our damsel in distress had a seizure and took an unexpected tumble from her bicycle. We really hope that she's okay now. Turns out everything is a glitch in the Matrix. Who knew? Exploring the depths of the ocean is indeed a fascinating endeavor, and researchers often encounter mysterious and unique creatures that are rarely seen by humans. The deep-sea environment is home to a diverse range of species, some of which have adapted to extreme conditions such as total darkness and high pressure. Some deep-sea researchers plunge into the abyss with cameras to capture glimpses of these enigmatic beings. In this footage, a particularly intriguing creature comes into view, a strange-looking creature with glowing eyes staring straight into the camera. The presence of glowing eyes in deep-sea creatures is a fascinating adaptation known as bioluminescence. Many marine organisms in the abyssal depths use bioluminescence as a means of communication, camouflage, or attracting prey. The ability to emit light in such a dark environment aids these creatures in navigating, finding food, and interacting with their surroundings. Now the question is, what creature could that be? Is it a new species or something else? My assistant Aaron could find nothing on this creature. Perhaps it's a bias because he believes it's an otherworldly creature. If any one of you know what this is, please do share in the comments section. This next footage is something to consider as a conspiracy.
What the absolute fuck is it?
While on patrol, a police officer stopped by the woods when he heard this strange sound coming from within. The sound was indescribable and unlike any sound of a creature, but the depth of the sound indicated that whatever or whoever was making the sound must be pretty big. The policeman is convinced that the vocalizations are coming from a Bigfoot, and it's not so surprising. Bigfoot has been a talk in the paranormal community for years, and sounds like this have often been attributed to this enigmatic creature. So could it be the hairy, humanoid giant of the wilderness making those spine-tingling sounds, or is it just another puzzle in the grand tapestry of the unknown? After a snowstorm, a man went walking through the forest when he came across a strange spectacle in the woods.
State land. First time I've ever seen a tree like that on fire. Real random.
There was some sort of white smoke coming from a tree. Now it's very curious because it just snowed and there was no indication of a fire being lit up. This situation sparks talks on the internet. A theory emerges suggesting that the tree might serve as a clandestine passageway to an underground bunker, with the smoke serving as a telltale sign of covert activity below. In this next footage, we're faced with another one of those mysterious sea creatures. This one looks like a giant spider with extremely long legs. Some say that this is a big fin squid. Big fin squid, also known as Magnapina, a deep-sea squid known for their long, slender arms and unique fin structures. These deep-sea creatures are often encountered in exploration of the ocean depths, and their appearance can be quite unusual and mysterious. What stories does this spider-like denizen of the deep carry, and how does it contribute to the ever-expanding narrative of the marine marvels? Hold on to your hats, folks. In this interview, we catch wind of an astonishing claim. Scientists may have the keys to extending our lifespans, all by tinkering with our very own genome.
Unnecessary. We'll just mess with the genome and you live forever.
Mess with the genome.
Yeah, just change the genes in a way so that they don't age. We're much closer to that than separating your brain out, putting it
with mice already,
and putting it in a jar.
They're doing that with mice.
There are ways we can prolong the life of other animals, but they don't live forever. They just live longer than they otherwise would have. So I think we're much closer to that manipulation of the genome than removing the brain from your skull and sticking it in a jar.
Yes, you heard that right. No need to transfer our consciousness into futuristic robots. The fountain of youth might be in the hands of genome-tweaking scientists. But pause for a moment. Let that sink in. And if this is indeed true, it makes you wonder about all those potential cures sitting somewhere in someone's cabinet, doesn't it? Could the secrets of conquering disease like cancer be tucked away in the intricacies of our genetic makeup?
Yeah, just change the genes in a way so that they don't age.
Now let's examine this unsettling footage captured one evening in 2023 in New York. The sky had an eerie orange hue with what appeared to be smoke or fog lingering in the atmosphere. First off, wildfires are known for casting a reddish-orange tint in the sky, and the smoke they produce can definitely create that foggy effect. If there were any wildfires in the area, that might explain it. Also, industrial activities or certain weather conditions can also contribute to hazy skies and strange colors. However, there was no report of a fire around or bad weather conditions, so what could have caused this? Is the air even safe for the people around to breathe? There is no one in sight wearing a nose mask either. In Mexico, this strange structure was found. It looks like some sort of abandoned tunnel that leads into an underground cave system. In there, we had strange stone structures all over. In the darkness, something interesting is revealed. Even though it's hard to see, the person filming says they saw a creature in the deep darkness. The cave is naturally spooky, and thinking about something hiding there makes us wonder what secrets might be hidden inside. Maybe it's a creature that lives underground, or it could just be a trick of the light playing tricks with our minds in the mysterious parts of the cave. One thing is for sure, I'm not going into a cave that looks like this. If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us to make more videos like this for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode. In this next footage taken in the UK, someone noticed this strange craft in the night sky. The lights on the craft showed the triangular shape of the craft as it soared through the sky. Naturally, this strange craft has led to many speculations on what we could be dealing with. As people guess and wonder, different opinions come out of the shadows. Some say the craft is from outer space, calling it a UFO. On the other hand, doubters suggest a different story. They think the mysterious vehicle might be something human-made, using otherworldly technology. Both theories seem almost true, but which do you think it is? Something unknown or a result of human innovation? At an unknown location, this footage was taken. Tiny lights are moving from the earth toward the heavens. I have never seen anything like it. It's a mesmerizing scene. For us humans, our minds are always ready to make sense of things they don't understand, which has led to many theories about this mysterious show. Some suggest that these bright trails mean that souls are leaving Earth, going through a meaningful and spiritual change. Others, influenced by Christian beliefs, consider the idea of the rapture, a moment when good souls rise to heaven. On the other hand, some people hold a different idea, suggesting that these lights could be spaceships leaving Earth, maybe because something bad is about to happen. And the list goes on and on. All these theories about what this could be are very disturbing, but we can't tell which is closer to the truth or not. What do you guys think? If you have other suggestions, let us know in the comments section below. Oh my goodness, take a look at this. While on a boat ride in the ocean, this person was met by a huge shark. The killer fish swam onto the boat and circled back, swimming around the boat. Luckily, the person on the boat was very still and didn't catch the attention of the creature. But from the noise the person was making, you can tell that he was freaked out. Contrary to the initial fear of a great white shark, it turns out to be a basking shark, a relief for anyone fearing a more dangerous encounter. Basking sharks are known for their immense size, often mistaken for more aggressive species due to their appearance. But they're filter feeders, mainly eating plankton and small fish by swimming with their mouths wide open. In moments like these, the thin line between awe and fear is palpable. The ocean, with its mysteries and wonders, can evoke a mix of emotions. Have you ever had a close encounter with marine life? And if so, how did it leave you feeling? Tell us in the comments section. This footage was taken in Anna, Illinois. It looks like some sort of stormy cloud, and it's very terrifying. A little research, and Julius discovered it was called a storm wall. Aaron believes it was the wrath of the gods, but thank God we have Julius for things like this. Storm walls, also known as shelf clouds, are captivating weather phenomena. Typically manifesting at the forefront of thunderstorms, they form when cold air descends, displacing and uplifting the warmer air ahead, resulting in distinctive and occasionally dramatic cloud formations. Shelf clouds look like wedges along the horizon, giving a kind of scary appearance, but they can make beautiful views. They're not tornadoes or wall clouds linked to severe weather. Instead, they happen because of the complicated mix of air movements during thunderstorms. Have you ever seen anything like this before? Share with us in the comments section. In 2023, a group of people had a serene visit to Lake Houma in Australia, looking forward to enjoying the tranquility of the waterside. However, their peaceful time was unexpectedly interrupted by a mysterious and unsettling sound that seemed to emanate from beyond the lake.
We're up at Bonnie Doon.
The nature of the sound raised eyebrows among the visitors, as it was not akin to typical animal noises or the familiar hum of machinery. The noise, characterized by its unusual and eerie quality, sparked curiosity and a sense of intrigue among those present. When confronted with such unexplained sounds in natural settings, various factors come into play. It could be attributed to wildlife, atmospheric conditions, wind patterns, or even geological activities in the vicinity. On the other hand, human-made sources such as distant machinery or industrial processes could also contribute to such auditory phenomena. However, since none of these was confirmed, we're left to wonder what this could be.
You can hear that, right?
Yeah, what is it?
I've got no idea.
It is strange.
Out in the middle of the sea, a fisherman experienced an unexpected twist during a routine fishing expedition. As he eagerly opened his fishing net, expecting a bountiful catch of fish, he was met with a surprising and unusual sight: a snake coiled among the fish. Without missing a beat, the fisherman bravely seized the snake by its head and promptly released it back into the sea. While this encounter might appear nonchalant at first glance, the video stirred some concern among viewers who identified the creature. To the casual observer, this might seem like just another fisherman's tale. However, this was no ordinary snake. It was a sea snake, one of the most venomous creatures known to inhabit the ocean depths. This man was lucky that the snake was in a good mood that day. Perhaps it wasn't luck. Perhaps he was just that skilled. What do you think? You know in cartoons how snowflakes look, beautiful patterns falling from the sky? A 60-year-old man recently had a delightful surprise during a snowfall. Accustomed to the usual snow dust, he found himself witnessing the intricate beauty of snowflakes for the first time, delicately falling from the sky.
Not that I'm a real snow aficionado, but I've never seen that.
Snowflakes are famous for their unique and captivating shapes, often looking like beautiful hexagonal crystals. Each flake has its special design, creating a collective display that's a breathtaking spectacle. Even though we've seen snowflakes in pictures, witnessing their real beauty in person can be a truly magical moment. In 2010, a startling scene unfolded on a golf course when a man witnessed an alligator casually strolling across the greens, appearing to carry a head in its mouth. Whose head was that, and how did the creature get the head? Now, rewind to a year earlier, and the same golf course had a missing persons report linked to it. People had suspected that she was eaten by the alligator that lived in the river nearby, so when this footage came out, people panicked, fearing the gator might be wandering about with the missing woman's head. However, further investigation revealed a less macabre truth. It turns out that the alligator was not carrying a human head, but rather a turtle in its jaws. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes: if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want us to send that big alligator after you now, would you? In the extremely cold and snowy land of Antarctica, where temperatures are bone-chilling and snowstorms are constant, life becomes surreal and full of challenges. In this footage, you can see a woman struggling to shut her door after it was forced open by the storm. Just look at how she is struggling. This snippet offers a glimpse into the harsh and demanding conditions that inhabitants and researchers in Antarctica contend with regularly. Antarctica's reputation as the coldest place on Earth is well deserved, with temperatures plummeting to extremes that test the limits of human endurance. The continent is not only known for its freezing temperatures, but also its relentless and unpredictable weather patterns. Snowstorms, often accompanied by strong winds, can transform the landscape into a hostile and unforgiving terrain. Surviving in Antarctica demands special skills and resilience to the harsh climate and navigate through the unpredictable elements. This next footage was sent in by a subscriber. While driving through town, they came across this in the sky. It was a glowing cross in the sky. This is not normal, and naturally it led to some pretty interesting conversations once it was uploaded. For some, the appearance of a luminous cross in the heavens triggers thoughts of divine or supernatural significance. The notion of a heavenly sign or a symbol linked to the rapture emerges, bringing with it a sense of wonder and awe. Others, however, bring a more skeptical lens to the scene, suggesting that it might just be the product of a mundane phenomena, such as a reflection on a car window. What do you guys think, real or fake? After the sun had gone down, someone captured this candid moment. In the plain blue sky with no indication of sunlight, two vibrant orange rays tear through the fabric of the sky, casting an otherworldly glow on the earth. Pretty cinematic, right? Now, the scientific explanation would lean towards crepuscular rays, those beautiful beams of sunlight filtering through gaps in the clouds or terrain. They're like nature's own spotlight, creating this awe-inspiring display. However, I get it. There's something almost mystical about it that makes you pause. Could this be just a natural phenomenon, or is there something else at play here? Sometimes the beauty of nature just has that effect on us, making us ponder the wonders of the universe. Whether it's a trick of the light or something more magical, moments like this certainly make the world feel a bit more enchanting. Don't you agree? In the streets of Oregon, a man captured a peculiar sight. The tarred road was steaming hot, and the tar itself seemed to be melting.
Yeah, they say this is a volcano 100 years ago, but...
The initial interpretation was that it might be a volcano, perhaps reawakening after centuries of dormancy. In situations like this, the initial interpretation often leans towards more sensational and extraordinary explanations. However, subsequent information debunked the volcanic theory. It turns out that the phenomenon was more grounded in the infrastructure beneath the surface. The steaming and melting were attributed to a hot water pipe leak. Funny, right? At a river, a peculiar discovery was made. A cat seemingly turned into stone. The creature appeared petrified, its form transformed over time into a rigid, rock-like statue. The sight sparked various reactions and speculations. While petrification is a natural process where organic material is replaced by minerals, it's not a common occurrence for domestic animals like cats. Typically, petrification is associated with ancient remains buried in specific geological conditions over an extended period. In this case, there might be an alternative explanation, such as the cat getting trapped in a substance that hardened over time, creating the appearance of petrification. Aaron, however, thinks someone from the Harry Potter world used the Petrificus Totalis charm. Thankfully, we know when to take him seriously. Just before you start wondering what we're looking at here, you should know that the helicopter is carrying an object called the Electromagnetic Surveying System. They're used for geophysical exploration and are employed in various industries, including mineral exploration to map subsurface geological features by measuring electromagnetic responses. While these systems are primarily used for geological purposes, there have been instances where unconventional interpretations of electromagnetic anomalies have led to speculative theories, including the suggestions of extraterrestrial activity like finding UFOs. So what's this one doing out there? Looking for an alien craft? When I saw this, the first thing that came to mind was that it was a hologram, and an interesting-looking one at that. After watching it for a while, I realized that the individual was trying to explain, using technology, how interdimensional beings may react to our own. The comments section was crazy, with comments like, "Are you saying ghosts are not necessarily the dead, but interdimensional beings?" As much as I wanted to get into the whole thing, I felt it was Aaron's field of work, since everything supernatural has to do with him. Having seen it yourself, however, what do you make of it? Talk about an uncanny encounter, not content with just flying dinosaurs. Our world seems to be teeming with the unexpected. This time, our stage is set on a car, and behold, a creature like none you have ever seen. Picture a foam, like the kind you'd find in your cushions or packaging material. Now, give it a bizarre twist, bring it to life, and watch it move around. That's exactly what we're seeing here, isn't it? It's a peculiar sight, and I'd say it has an eerie, otherworldly vibe to it. This thing looks like it could spread the zombie virus or something. Whatever your thoughts of the previous video are, you can't deny that it's a fascinating world out there, and sometimes we come across creatures that leave even scientists scratching their heads. The next footage is no exception. In the dimly lit cellar, a truly peculiar creature made its appearance. This little being was seen slowly crawling across the cellar floor. What sets it apart are the three claw-like structures adorning its body. As this mysterious crawler moved, it unfolded what appeared to be webbed wings with three ominous black claws extending from each wing. Despite its diminutive size, there's an undeniable air of danger and unease surrounding this creature. I mean, the Black Widow is deadly and it's only a small spider, which means this could be much worse. Anyone know what this is? Please do share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Think that was peculiar and scary? Then I wonder what you make of this next capture. For some, it would look like a thing of nightmares. This creature was captured on a Trailcam one night. The Trailcam capture begins with a serene view of the woods. However, the tranquility of the woods is abruptly shattered as this creature enters the camera frame. At first glance, you might think it's a man, but you soon realize it's a weird humanoid creature with fur all over it. While it's difficult to ascertain if the blurriness affects its appearance, the creature seems to possess an ethereal, ghostly white fur. This creature looks fixated on something and simply walks right across the camera frame and then out of frame. We're limited by the fact that we're dealing with images, but you don't have to be an expert to know that this thing is a cryptid. What it is, though, remains a mystery for us. It's hard to call it a Bigfoot because of its ghostly or white-looking fur. Could it be a Yeti? No, that's not possible. The pictures don't appear to originate from a snowy or rocky region. There are no other cryptids that we can think of that fit the bill. Can you help, or do you think this is simply a man in a costume? Let us know in the comments section. Next, we have a capture that's unlike any we have ever captured of a cryptid. In this remarkable footage, we witness a cryptid strolling leisurely across a vast field. The creature is at least 10 feet tall and wears a black fur. Despite its ape-like physique, this enigmatic creature moves with an uncanny human-like gait. Do we know any creatures that fit this description? Yes, Bigfoot. Here's a question for you. Have you ever witnessed a Bigfoot moving so confidently in any of our Trailcam captures? If you answered no, you're not wrong, but I can't help but wonder, where is it going? Bigfoots always seem to be on a mission, but where exactly are they headed? Is it toward their place of abode, or are they merely exploring their surroundings? Whatever the reason, the one in this capture seems to be the most confident, and we don't know how to feel about it. Great capture by all standards, though. In the footage, we see a group of friends stumble upon a truly strange creature perched atop a car tire. The creature has pale skin and an unusually elongated neck. Curiosity gets the best of one in the group, prompting them to cautiously approach with a stick in hand. What happens next is straight out of a horror movie. The creature, small in size but enormous in the spookiness department, reacts with lightning speed. At the first attempt to probe it, it retracts its head, and when the stick ventures too close for comfort once more, the creature lunges for it, making a bid to take a chomp out of the intrusive stick. As small as this thing looks, it sure looks scary and dangerous. What could this thing be? Share your thoughts. Imagine driving on your favorite highway, if that's a thing, and coming across something like this. Would it scare you, or would you be totally chill about it? Well, the one who sent these pictures in was far from chill. He was not freaking out either. He was just overly excited. He thought that he'd caught a glimpse of the Bigfoot he so admires. Watching the footage, I don't blame him for thinking so. Perhaps that's probably going to be the first thing on my mind, too. The creature in question has the fur and the build to be Bigfoot. But is it really, though? Well, I'm skeptical about that. The capture is very blurry, preventing us from running an in-depth analysis. But if it were really Bigfoot roaming the highway, someone else would have stopped to record it and it would have gone on the news. Seeing as none of these things happened, I'm tempted to think it's a bear. What about you? Next, we have something a bit more familiar, yet still extraordinary. Would you look at that? This dark-haired cryptid looks like a hybrid of a monkey and a bear. I wonder how that happened. But if you are a subscriber to this channel, you'll know that this is nothing new. Though we're used to such strange sightings and creatures, there's always a chill that runs through my spine when I see these creatures. Dealing with a bear or a fully grown ape is no easy feat. It can't be any easier when the creature is seemingly a hybrid of the two. The creature possesses a large muscular body similar to that of a bear, but it also displays a slight hunch reminiscent of a gorilla. It seems to be capable of walking on its 2 feet like a human, but you and I know that's no human or a gorilla or bear. Then what is it? The Dogman, Bigfoot, or an entirely new cryptid? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Next, we have footage that involves an unknown or identified tall being who for some odd reason seems to be in a hurry. The creature at first glance looks like an ape, but all who took a critical look at it speculated it was a Sasquatch. Some even stated it might be a Yeti, but the creature's brown fur and approximate height of 7 feet align more closely with the characteristics of Bigfoot, possibly a juvenile. The creature, though heavy, still moves swiftly among the trees with ease. Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and Yeti are all cryptids with slight variations. All are huge ape-like creatures. Bigfoot and Sasquatch are known for their dark fur, typically black or brown, while Yetis are described with white or light brown fur. Yetis are found in the snowy Himalayan mountains. All these enigmatic creatures reside in the mountainous woodlands away from humans. Given this description, it's reasonable to assume that the creature we're seeing is a Bigfoot, but that still leaves us with numerous unanswered questions. Why is he running? Who or what was after him? Well, if you take a closer look at the footage, you realize the camera is following the cryptid, which means someone was filming. It was most likely trying to get away from humans. That's our assertion, though. What do you think? The story behind this next clip is nothing short of comic. During a road trip, 2 furry creatures were spotted from afar, walking on all 2s. Thinking they had live coverage of the elusive beast, they got close, and this is what they saw. Yes, those are bears, not Bigfoots. Bears. Did you know they did that? Does anyone know why? Well, back to the individuals. The paranormal community was very upset with them for leading them on, only to discover it was a bear. I mean, how can you mistake a bear for a Bigfoot? If you had said Dogman, that's understandable, but to mistake a bear for a Bigfoot, well, that's a blunder the paranormal community will not willingly forgive. Back in 2014, a man captured this image in Montana near the stunning Flathead Lake area. So here's the photo, and it's like something straight out of a sci-fi flick. A creature in the sky, and it's not your garden variety bird. The silhouette is like nothing you'd spot in your birdwatcher's guide. Some folks are saying this could be the real deal. A living, breathing pterodactyl straight out of the dinosaur era. Just look at that image, it's enough to make your jaw drop. Always skeptics in the room, and they're suggesting that maybe, just maybe, this image has had a little digital makeover. You know, Photoshop and all that jazz. But this doesn't erase the fact that we could be sharing our world with living, breathing dinosaurs. Or is it all just a high-tech illusion? Have you ever heard of the term Nephilim? How would you respond if I told you that they might actually exist and one man spent most of his life trying to prove this? Well, watch the footage. L.A. Mazzulli, the firm believer in the existence of the Nephilim, conducted an interview with a man claiming to have witnessed a creature emerging from a portal. As he was strolling through a park, the hiker noticed peculiar activity ahead, prompting him to grab his camera. A transparent bubble begins to form on the path. Upon closer inspection of the path, one can discern a round object in its trajectory. But that is not even the main issue. Right in the core of the invincible bubble, a hazy creature begins to form. This creature ranks up high on the list of things that would not be believed if they were not filmed. But as always, the experts had to make sure they were dealing with authentic footage. They conducted several tests, and guess what they uncovered? A long-headed creature, or should I say the Nephilim, crawling out of a portal. It's no news that humans are not alone, but sometimes these anomalies are just mind-boggling. It looked like the creature was changing and was now materializing in our plane or from whatever place it was coming from. Could that mean that these Nephilims are real like L.A. Mazzulli suspects? What do you think, though? Should we be worried, or is this an elaborate hoax? Would you believe us when we tell you that the ball of fire you see on your screen is actually no fire at all? Would you believe us when we tell you that sources say that it was a witch trying to escape the grasp of its captors? These days, it's hard to differentiate between myths and reality. Stories that used to be mythical can now be seen playing out in real life. In the past, aliens, slender men, and skinwalkers were all considered mythical stories. However, nowadays we have hundreds of bits of video evidence that seemingly prove their existence. I mean, take a look at this footage. Upon investigation, it was revealed that a woman engaged in activities that displeased her neighbors. In response, the community confronted her, but to their astonishment, she became engulfed in flames and descended into the sky. I don't know how true this is, but with how messed up reality is now, it might as well be true. Or what do you think? In the dense Malaysian woods, a group of hunters stumbles upon this creature that defies all their expectations. It was unlike anything they had ever encountered before, a fusion of the human and animal worlds. It had a face that bore a striking resemblance to a human, coupled with a body that appeared to share characteristics with both a sloth and a raccoon. Malaysia has a rich tapestry of tales about mysterious creatures with animal bodies and human-like features, and many locals believe that this find could be one of those legendary hybrid beings. Experts and skeptics have yet to offer their official opinions on the legitimacy of this footage, so for now we find ourselves in a realm of uncertainty, pondering whether this creature is a product of folklore or a genuine anomaly in the animal kingdom. Take a look. You don't need to be a scientist to know that's definitely not human. This was captured by some folks late at night at the beach site. They were going about their usual duties when one of them spotted the being, freaked out, and called the rest. The being appears to have rather pale skin with what looks like fins of some sort. Its head looks like a splice between a dog's and something humanoid. Basically, this looks so unnatural and it has got us thinking. What exactly are we dealing with? Where did it come from and why is it there? Members of the paranormal community believe it could either be a merman or an Atlantean. What thinkest thou? This footage was taken by a ghost hunter who went searching on a strange field in the middle of the woods. In the field, he found graves and other weird objects hanging on tree branches, including necklaces made of human teeth. If that doesn't scream cursed, I don't know what would. However, the man doesn't leave. He continues searching the land until he discovers a woman crouched on the ground wearing a black cloak. The puzzled man yells at her. This alarms the woman and sends her bolting out of there. He attempts to run after the woman, but he trips and falls, allowing her to narrowly escape. It appears that the woman was involved in something suspicious. Why else would she flee in such a manner? Is she perhaps a witch casting a spell or something? Share your thoughts. This hazy image was captured on a trail cam. There appears to be a moving being in the forest. Could it be a human? According to the uploader, who also happens to be the owner of the footage, the camera was placed in a remote area where the presence of humans is highly unlikely. The only reason there would be a human in the footage is as if he was a poacher. That sounds plausible until you start taking the height of whatever this hazy creature is into consideration. Then you realize that there's no way that it could be human. The height of the creature was calculated by considering the objects in the image, including the nearby trees. Guess the height of the creature after the calculations. It stood about 8 feet tall, so it's not your average human size. There are speculations that this could be a Bigfoot, and the height is the dead giveaway. I mean, if it's not a Bigfoot, then what other cryptid could it be roaming the woods in the dead of night? Well, if it isn't another mystery caught on camera. This time our stage is set in a parking lot and we've got a mysterious visitor strutting its stuff. At first glance, you might think it's a human, but don't be too quick to jump to conclusions. This being moves in an eerie, uncanny way. It's like its body is in a perpetually crouched state and it waddles along, giving it an otherworldly appearance. But the strangest thing of all is its appearance. It's like white smoke taking on an unusual form. There's no clear indication that this is a human being. It's almost like something from a paranormal tale or a sci-fi flick. Well, we might not have all the answers, but one thing's for sure. Our world is full of unexplained phenomena and curious sightings. Out in the wilderness, there's always room for surprises, and this one certainly delivered. As it emerged from the bushes, this creature immediately piqued our curiosity. At first glance, it might give you the impression of an otherworldly being, a fox, but with longer legs and striking dark fur. Now, if we didn't know any better, we might be tempted to assume that we'd stumbled upon an alien species or some sort of paranormal entity. But here's where the magic of research comes into play. After delving into the fascinating world of fauna, we unearthed the truth. This creature is no extraterrestrial visitor, it's an earthly animal known as the maned wolf. They're not true wolves, though, but distant relatives and are actually more closely related to South American bush dogs. They more closely resemble a giant fox, which earned them another nickname, fox on stilts, for their leggy build and fox-like coloration and features. So there you have it, folks, a gentle reminder that our planet is teeming with creatures that can be just as extraordinary and baffling as any creature of legend. Next, we have something that's not so sinister, yet more common in the woods than we would love to admit. Curious? Take a look at this clip. Yes, that's a deer with only 3 legs, and before you start feeling bad for it, this deer is totally fine and actually thriving. There are, however, some situations where a deer can lose a leg. Unfortunately, in such cases, the chances of survival for the deer are significantly diminished due to risks of infection, blood loss, and other complications. If a deer survives such an encounter and heals up successfully, it can adjust and move freely like any other deer. While they may not be as swift, these resilient deer develop heightened ears and senses compensating for the lost limb. So don't worry, Bambi is living his best life. Are those black coyotes? Is there something demonic going on here? Or could they be shapeshifters? After all, when you think of coyotes, you think of a light-furred creature, but take a look at these black-furred coyotes. If you know anything about human culture and its association with the color black, you know that some cultures will definitely see these creatures as a symbol of evil and bad luck, just like they do with black cats. But believe us when we tell you that these creatures are not actually cursed or anything. They're not even scientifically made or a different species of coyote. They're just regular coyotes, but this time they come in black. These are pretty rare and hard to come by. Their dark fur gives them this mysterious-looking vibe. Coyotes are nocturnal creatures, meaning they thrive at nighttime. They're in close relation to a wolf, but slightly smaller, and were known as brush wolves, prairie wolves, and American jackals. They feed on any prey and occasionally munch on fruit when there's no meat available. All coyotes do this whether they're black or the usual color. I don't know who set the rule that black animals are evil. Looking at these magnificent creatures, I believe the person had it wrong. Very wrong. But what do you think? A horse breeder in Ohio shared footage of one of his animals, and it left the internet talking. In the eye-catching footage, we're introduced to a creature that seems to be a blend of two very distinct animals. Its body is reminiscent of a horse, but when we set our gaze upon its head, we're met with a striking departure from equine norms. Its head bears a striking resemblance to that of a dog. Naturally, when something this unusual and baffling comes along, the internet chatter goes into overdrive. The prevailing theory suggests that perhaps a rather mysterious individual decided to take horse breeding to an entirely new level by uniting these two species. But here's the real mystery. The horse breeder who could potentially solve this captivating enigma is nowhere to be found. So for now, we're left marveling at this remarkable hybrid creature, pondering the hows and whys of its existence. Now imagine this. You're at the sink ready to wash your hands when you notice something unusual. In the small holes of the sink, a creature is struggling to emerge. Thankfully, though, the sink drain is fitted tight, making it challenging and difficult for it to come through. This also means that we never get a clear glimpse of the creature's identity. Nevertheless, this persistent critter is giving it everything it's got, trying to squeeze its body through that confounding hole. The question that naturally springs to mind is this. What on earth, or maybe beyond, could this creature be, and how on earth did it end up in such a peculiar predicament? This is why you don't mess with abandoned buildings. This photographer visited an abandoned house. Ash was going around the house. This weird, pale-faced lady appeared at the window mumbling words to him. If that was me, I would have bolted long ago, but this adventurer stood filming the weird lady. Moments later, the strange woman snaps and starts yelling and banging at the window. Based on the cameraman's reaction, I suspect that this entire incident might be staged. I mean, who in their right mind could endure such a creepy situation? Definitely not me. Secondly, if you closely examine the creature's skin, it appears as if someone is wearing a rubber costume. You can even see the face through the eyes of the mask, but what do you think? When you hear ghosts, you think of hauntings, murder, and death. But tell me why none of these ring a bell when I look at this footage. An apparition was caught on camera crouched by a bin, and moments later it vanished. The figure looked ghostly and had what looked like arms waving before vanishing into thin air. Now, why would a ghost be haunting a bin, and why would it be waving its hands? Is it trapped in some kind of a plane and is trying to escape to our world? Or is there something more sinister happening here? Is the footage even real at all? Tell us in the comments section. Working the night shift as a security guard can be a lonely job, with only the stars to keep you company. But for this vigilant guard at a pipeline station, one fateful night brought an encounter that would leave him struggling with PTSD for the rest of his life. As he patrolled the area, his sharp eyes caught sight of something unusual. Emerging from the shadows, a strange creature made a fleeting appearance darting off into the nearby woods. This creature had a pale, hairless complexion and an unsettling, hunched posture. Fearing for his safety, the startled security guard wasted no time in beating a hasty retreat. What could that be? Well, we've had a hard time putting our fingers on it. Can you help? The footage playing out on your screen was recorded at 3 o'clock in the morning. Do you see the creature moving about like it's no one's business? What do you think it is? Can't tell? Well, you're not the only one. Many couldn't either. Some believe it's a bird's eye view of Bigfoot moving through the yard. Others believe it's a different cryptid altogether, while some wildlife experts believe it might be a skunk with its tail up. Looking at the footage, which of these do you think it might be? It's funny to think that scarecrows are still a thing in this modern world, but if it isn't broken, well, don't fix it, right? After all, it's the only cost-effective way farmers can keep pests away from their crops. While it may not be foolproof, it manages to get the job done in some way or another. Over the years, farmers have gotten creative with their scarecrow game, taking it up a notch. Scarecrows are already creepy standing stiff in the middle of a farm. Imagine adding movements to it. Super creepy, right? Well, these drone navigators fell into this scarecrow trap. As they flew their drone over a farm, they suddenly spotted a scarecrow. Moments later, to their surprise, the eerie straw man came to life, moving about the farm and menacingly waving a rake toward the camera. This left them spooked for a minute, believing the scarecrow was possessed, but it turned out to be nothing more than some guy in a costume. I think the crab came out of the waters to find a dull bride. As you can see, our friend Sebastian here has managed to get himself stuck in a Barbie doll head. Imagine this poor creature venturing out of the ocean for some fresh air, only to stumble upon a rubber bride in the form of a Barbie doll. Similar to fish, crabs rely on their gills to breathe underwater. However, unlike fish, crabs can survive on land for approximately 24 hours, but only if their gills remain moist. It's funny to think that a crab will decide to use its 24 hours to find itself a Barbie doll. It must really be lonely under the sea, huh, Sebastian? This is one of those moments where technology captures the intensity of nature. Here's a snapshot from a game camera that tells quite a story. In this image, you can see a deer, but there's more to it than meets the eye. This picture was taken at the precise moment when a hunter's shot hit the mark during a hunting expedition. It's like freezing time and witnessing a crucial instant in the circle of life. While hunting is a contentious topic, it's undeniable that this image encapsulates the tension, skill, and raw nature of the hunt. On that note, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now before I send that creature after you. On a more serious note, it really helps us out a ton and gives us the opportunity to keep making these videos for you, so please do so and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you very much. Talk about a paltry plot twist, this footage from a chicken farm introduces us to a truly unusual feathered friend. This little chicken comes with a peculiar addition, 2 extra legs sprouting from its back. However, these extra limbs seem to be mere passengers, unable to lend a helping hand or claw to the chicken's daily activities. It's a rather unique case of chicken anatomy, but it seems like this little one might be dealing with a deformity. Nature sometimes throws us a curveball, resulting in creatures that deviate from the norm. Did you see that? Yup, that's definitely a deer with 2 noses. A property owner in Lancaster County spotted this double-nosed deer in the woods. The funny thing is, he was not even trying to find something odd. He was simply reviewing the beautiful wildlife footage his Trailcam recorded. It was during this process that he noticed something rather odd. At first, he couldn't believe it and had to watch the video once again to be sure. He found himself rewatching the video multiple times, and who can blame him? After all, encounters like this are incredibly rare. The deformed deer had two noses, with one on top of the other. It may resemble a creature from a horror movie, but surprisingly, it's not. This unique condition can occur due to hormonal imbalances during pregnancy. That doesn't change the fact that it's freaky looking, though. Have you come across creatures like this? Let us know in the comments section. Either this scene is just a weird party or something far more sinister. A peculiar group of individuals dressed in suits was caught on camera. They might just be a bunch of weirdos playing dress-up, but in the middle of the night, though, coming from the woods. Adding to the peculiarity, these suited individuals carry umbrellas and suitcases adorned with hats while behaving in a highly hysterical manner. Their jumps and erratic street running eerily mirror the iconic movements of Charlie Chaplin. Is this a Charlie Chaplin cult, or is there something more sinister happening here? After all, you can even see one person in a sinister-looking mask who appears to be their leader. But wait, it gets even more eerie. On the right side of the road where these individuals emerge from the forest, a red fire reminiscent of a bonfire illuminates the bushes. The whole scene here is bizarre, and it's hard to make sense of it. Is this some kind of costume party or a cult? Tell us what you think. Ahoy there, marine enthusiasts! Feast your eyes on this deep-sea denizen, the one and only goblin shark. This peculiar creature hails from the mysterious depths of our oceans. It's known for its elongated, flattened snout filled with rows of terrifying sharp teeth. But don't be too spooked. The goblin shark is rarely seen by humans thanks to its preferred habitat in the dark, cold waters of the deep sea. So while it may be dubbed the goblin shark for its unique appearance, it's more of a shadowy legend lurking beneath the waves. Who knows what other fantastic beasts are concealed in the abyssal depths of our vast oceans? Let's take a break from all the weird stuff and look at a creature we can actually identify. In this heartwarming trail cam footage, we have a deer putting on a display of its acrobatic prowess. As you watch, you'll see our full-legged friend elegantly leaping over a broken tree branch, navigating the obstacle course of its woodland home. It's like a scene straight out of a nature documentary. And I must say, Bambi's got some impressive moves. Just look at Bambi go. This next footage was taken by a biker who was riding through the forest. But what seemed like a fun day turned into a terrifying one when he encountered a creature we're still yet to identify during his ride. Watch the clip. The footage captures the biker riding along a path in the woods until he reaches a narrow trail with walls on both sides. As he was using the path, a pale creature leapt from the trees into the path as though it were trying to attack the rider. Startled, the biker looks back to catch a glimpse of the creature, but it disappears into the forest. Let's take another look. The creature looks like a monkey with its tail, except that it was hairless and the flesh looked pale. We can't see its face because it has its back facing the camera. It's creepy by all standards. It all happened so fast that it's difficult to accurately describe what was happening. I don't think this rider would be taking this route ever again after this scare. But what creature was that? Why did it suddenly appear on the path? Could it be an otherworldly creature? It's hard to answer these questions, but what do you think? Next, we have a Trailcam capture that has left me turning in bed for days. Take a look at the image. The usual me would have screamed Bigfoot, but there's something about this creature that makes me feel it's a creature much darker and sinister than a Bigfoot would be. Just look at the body. It's clearly taller than 9 or 10 feet, judging by its height in comparison to the surrounding trees. Aside from that, it's more upright than any of the Bigfoot we've ever reviewed on this channel, and it wears a frown. Never before have we seen a Bigfoot with such a frown or sinister expression. Is this really a Bigfoot, or is there another cryptid with similar characteristics that's even more dangerous and sinister? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. One night during a storm, a man took out his camera just in time to capture the electrifying moment when lightning strikes. As the darkness of the night was lit up by the strike, we noticed something. There was a strange humanoid creature. It looked much bigger than a human, but the weirdest part of the situation was that the lightning had hit the said creature and the creature burned into ashes and vanished. This might seem like something strange out of a supernatural thriller, but take a good look at the footage again. Did you see that? Some folks are sold on the idea that it's a bona fide demon getting zapped by the forces of nature, while others are throwing around theories of optical illusions or camera glitches. What's your take on it? Is it a stormy encounter with the supernatural, or just a quirky play of light and shadows? Share your thoughts in the comments section. And with that, we end today's episode. Thanks for staying with us. Before you go, are there popular trail cams you've come across that you think we should absolutely feature on this channel? Please tell us in the comments section. If you personally have odd footage you recorded yourself, can you forward it to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com? We'll do the needful analysis and include it in our next episode. We'll also give you credit unless, of course, you want to remain anonymous. We can't wait to receive your clips. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with friends and family. See you in the next one.